especially now. Because when there's a concentrated effort to stop it, they'll do anything to stop it. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because when is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because when is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because when is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true for a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? The master, master teacher, freedom for 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 the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated stop. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our
He's
opposition?
been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true for a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? The master, master teacher, freedom for 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 the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated stop. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our
He's
opposition?
been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true for a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? The master, master teacher, freedom for 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 the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher.
Greetings. We send greetings to you all by way of the forces of creative will. Who he? With a show, divine unconditional love. I am Haptwy Ray Atam Hatap, one of the many student teachers, feminine as well as masculines of the master teacher, Parnabab Yananand, also known to us as Atum Ray, the undifferentiated one, one of four principal deities, we should say, coming out of Tamaray, ancient Tamaray, or falsely called Egypt. We have Atun Raye, the unique one, Amun Raye, the hidden one, Anun Raye, continual existence, the eternal. These four are what we refer to as chief representatives of our four principles. Wunawapo, Anun Raye, Wunupu, Atum Raye, Nabanupu, Atun Raye, Asunupu, Amun Raye. Galactically known as Rauzun, Zakun, Zanun, and of course Yanun. These are Etherians from the planet Risk, the place of provision, which is located in that great galaxy referred to as Ilion, which you can find in the Quran, chapter 63, verses 18 to 19. And these four being chief representatives of Pana, of the Master, of our doctrine, also about our principles. These four are the unification of these forces incarnate into he who holds the golden pen that inscribes these most divine words and knowledge. His Excellency Dr. Malachi Z.K. York Okran, born midnight, Tuesday, 26th of June, 1945 AD, still living. And the reason why we give introductions such as these is so that it will spark questions that you may have in your mind. Okay, so no further ado, let us begin. And today's class is entitled, Who Should We Pray To? Let's seek for a definitive answer. So, as usual, we'd like to question you all, the listening audience, with, before we start, let's ask this question. What is prayer?
Communication
Communication, okay. To who or to what?
with the spiritual world, ancestors.
Well done. Prayer is communication to the spiritual world, to the ancestors. Anybody else? Oh, sorry, you use the mic, by the way. Yeah. Hold the mic here. Just so that the listening audience can also hear as well.
I would say prayer is communion or communication, as my brother said, with whoever you see as your God, or again, it could be ancestors, or it can also be a form of meditation, in my opinion, and just connecting with your higher self and requesting guidance, assistance, and what you want out of life in that area.
You said a lot of good things there, and we can expand on them things. Well, you are. Okay. Any takers on Zoom or Clubhouse? What is prayer? Don't be shy. Be family here. Moist out ones were sticky.
I would say prayer is try to get in touch with a higher being, or try to get some type of connectivity information, or try to get answers from a higher being.
Okay, well done. And you all said, what you all said is very, very good. Let's start with Omar Abdulli. When you say connection with higher beings, hang on, from Adilis Rodriguez to everyone, prayer is speaking, right? And we know that, as told by the Jose.
Robert Musa, Robert Zaman. Yeah, praying is the art of speaking without listening,
Prayer the art
and
of
meditation
speaking.
is the speaking
Meditation.
without listening, and meditation is the art of listening without speaking.
Okay, well done. Okay, Heck says prayer is the art of speaking, asking for something. Right. Very good. So when we say that we're speaking, who we speaking to?
The God?
To God. Okay. Anybody else? Who we speaking to? The brother said ancestors.
Speaking to ourselves,
Who we speaking to?
to ourselves.
We're speaking to ourselves. You know that's a very good question, very good point made there. We're speaking to ourselves. So let's look at the three monotheistic religions. Are they, in what they do, in their practices of prayer, are they right in what they're doing when they're speaking to be it Yahweh, God, or Allah? Are they right in what they're doing? Got prophet here. Go ahead, Yomi.
To them, it may seem like the right way. I'm not saying they're wrong, because that's just the avenue they take to reach God based on their belief systems. That makes sense.
Sorry.
That's the avenue they take to reach God based on their belief systems.
Okay. That's quite a common question. Let's say we pray to communicate to God. The next question we want to ask is, where is God?
God is within.
Within. Okay. But let's say you are a monotheist. Where is God to a monotheist?
They believe God is in the sky somewhere.
In the sky, up there somewhere. Okay, so is it inside of them or outside of them?
It's outside of them.
I
That's the problem with monotheistic religions. It teaches them that God is outside of self. It doesn't teach that God is within as well. It's more about then they teach more to view God on the outside and separate from self, which is wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Because I believe that God is within more than anything else. Like God is, you can't separate yourself from God. If there is a God, God is within and not separate from you. It's part of the all.
Okay. I see Adelise Rodriguez. Before we hand over to Adelise, hold on, Mike. I'm not finished yet. So if God is within you, what does that make you?
God,
Which part of you is God? The physical or the non-physical?
both
Both. Which is more powerful, the physical or the non-physical?
non-physical, because the non-physical is eternal.
Is eternal. So the physical is limited to the physical,
Yes,
which is the three-dimensional plane,
yes,
person, places, things. So the internal you, the inner you, you're saying is deity or divinity,
yes,
and it is eternal.
yes.
It's not subjected to this three-dimensional plane, or it's not imprisoned within this three-dimensional plane. Are we correct?
100%.
Okay, hold that there. Let's quickly go to Adelise Rodriguez. Would you like to say something, Samantha?
Rahubat.
Rahobad.
So I was watching a video yesterday. I was watching like OSM all day yesterday. And it was there was a particular video, it was talking about prayer. And I didn't realize, I mean, I knew that prayer was speaking, but I didn't realize like as Nuwapians, we don't pray. We because when you're praying and you're speaking, you know, you want to have someone, it's a conversation. So you want someone to speak back to you. You know what I mean? Like it's a dialogue that you're supposed to have. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right. Right. Hang on there, Adelise. So with what you're saying, should we be praying?
No, I'm very new. I'm sorry.
Should we be
No,
praying?
I don't
Should
think that
everyone be praying?
I don't think that we should be praying. I just think it should be kind of like conversing, I would say, with our ancestors. Again, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm new and I'm just learning. Um, Conversing or kind of like asking for direction, if you will, to our ancestors.
Right. Okay. That's a good one as well. It's a common one. So when you say asking for directions, you're talking about, so your ancestors, where are your ancestors? You reach out a point here. Where are your ancestors?
My ancestors are in the spiritual realm.
So, your ancestors, are your ancestors blood related?
Some are, but then some are from the ones that were already here before we got here.
So the ones that were already here before you got here,
Yes.
they are blood related part of your DNA. Would you say that?
Yes.
So the connection between you and your ancestors is through the blood.
Yes, blood and energy as well.
Right. And not your blood. Where's your blood? Your blood outside your body or inside your body?
It's inside my body, but because of
What?
energy, but but because of the energy, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because like I said, I'm just learning. And yesterday it's funny that we're having this conversation, like, the class is about this today, because I was literally watching these videos yesterday. And, so I was kind of remembering what I was listening to yesterday. So I may be wrong in what I'm saying.
Right. You're not wrong in what you're saying, because if your ancestors are blood related, that means, and the blood flows through your being, that means then that your ancestors are within you.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So if your ancestors are within you and you seek guidance from your ancestors, when you say you seek guidance, that's like saying that your ancestors are your internal navigational system. Would we be correct in saying that? Or using that
Absolutely.
analogy?
Yes, I do. I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that I'm being guarded, guided, protected. If something I do believe it's that voice. Sometimes it's my own voice that I can hear saying, no, don't do this. No, go this way. Yes, go here. That's what I'm believing.
Right.
Not believing, I don't think we use that word.
But we know what you're saying. Okay, Zamalta, thank you for that. We got Lush on the Clubhouse. Let us say something, Lush.
I'm actually waiting for my friend. He's very religious and he knows a lot about the Bible. I've actually invited him to the room.
Okay, then we wait then. So let's continue. Okay, thank that for that. We stay online. Right. So we acknowledge that really we should be praying to our ancestors that are within us for guidance, and they're like our own personal satellite navigational system. But what about ourselves? Because we also got a non-physical aspect to ourselves, the inner us. Should we be making communication with the inner us?
Yes, I would say it would be good practice to pray to your higher self, your higher being, and especially in order to manifest things that you like in your life.
Right. The next question. So the sister said just now that Adelie said that when she praying, she has her own voice in her head. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that could be a higher being. Higher self,
Her higher self,
yes,
which is internal.
yes.
Right. Hear this now, fam. You know, we got the conscious mind and we got the subconscious mind. What is the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind?
I think the conscious mind is more when you're connected with your immediate thoughts and mind, and then the subconscious mind is things like because we're being programmed all the time. Like you might watch a TV program and you might see an advert and they might advertise McDonald's, for example. Next thing you know, you feel like going to get McDonald's an hour later or something, you know what I mean? Because that's programming. So the subconscious mind deals more with programming, and the conscious mind is more, I think, like with where you're more in control of your thoughts, and if that makes sense.
Right. So the conscious mind is that mind which is limited to this three-dimensional plane. And the subconscious mind is limitless. If we call it like this, the subconscious mind is a representative of the inner world. The conscious mind is representative of the outer world. So when we are praying, should we be praying to the conscious mind, or should we be making prayer to the subconscious mind?
Subconscious mind.
Okay, that's very good. So the inner world, our higher self. So going back to monotheism, when they say to pray to God, to pray to the Most High, or to pray to Allah or Yahweh, when we are praying, we are sending out energies, aren't we?
Yes.
And when we send out energies, that energy has to land somewhere, correct? If it lands nowhere, are we wasting our time?
Yes.
So religious people of monotheism, are they wasting their time when they are praying to nothingness? Because really, it's nothingness. All they're praying, all they acknowledge is that we're praying to God, we're praying to Allah, we're praying to Yahweh, but there's no form, it's invisible. So it's just going out there with nothing, so it's landing on nothingness. Is that correct?
Right.
But there is no such thing as nothingness, because everything is energy, correct?
Yes.
And in WU-SABAT, we are taught that we have 9 ether, let's say 9 ether and 6 ether. So when we are praying, so let's say monotheism, when they're praying and it's landing to nothingness, and they're giving their energies and their thoughts to nothingness, it's really 6 ether forces. Would they get a response back? Those of monotheism, do they say, when I pray to Jesus or when I pray to whoever, I get a response back? Do they say that?
They do, but it could be from the 6 ether forces. They're feeding the forces, so they must get a response.
Right.
I would. Could I say something?
Go ahead, Zamal.
Yeah. I wouldn't really say that. When you said they ain't praying to nothingness, I believe that your prayers could be heard by other forces, but not
Right.
what you're intentionally try to be heard from. You know what I'm saying? So they thinking is a God out there, but they never met no God. They don't know who this God is. They have no idea, but it could be picked up by other forces. That's why when people sometimes will probably say, "Oh, I got a response back," that was probably another being that picked up that prayer and playing trickery with you.
Right. So wait, correct me if I'm wrong. So when they are praying then, and these forces are coercing them to continue the prayer and to give those forces more energy to sustain themselves within the atmosphere. Would we be right in saying that?
Absolutely.
Right.
Because I mean, forces, all they could probably gain from your prayers is just what you said, by hyping you up and giving them more energy. They'll feed off that energy and possibly control you in some ways.
Right. Very good.
I want to
Oh, go ahead, Jackie.
I want to say that there are times in a response to their prayer that it might be coming from them. It might be their own capabilities that is, providing the answer that they're looking for. Someone might want to say, "Oh yeah, I have this very difficult exam, and I'm praying to pass the exam," but then you put in a lot of time and effort, to pass the exam. You pass the exam and say, "Oh, thank God, thank Jesus, I passed the
Yeah.
exam." But then that might very well be your own doing, that you did what you needed to do to have a good chance of passing the exam, and it's you that caused you to pass the exam. As an example.
Right. So when you say it's you that caused you to pass the exam, you're talking about your internal self.
Yes.
100%. So even though those of monotheism are praying, there are forces that I want to put it like this. We teach that religion ended in the year 2000 AD. Religion ended in the year 2000 AD, meaning that it has expired, but the nine evil forces are now interpenetrating the atmosphere. When we say the atmosphere, we talk about planetary, galactically, we talk about universally. The nine evil forces are, let's talk about this planet, are penetrating or interpenetrating the atmosphere. So even though a person goes to church today, it doesn't mean that they will go to church tomorrow, because the forces will work in such a way that it will bring them in contact with WU-SABAT and Partner Babiananan by way of a brother or sister propagating it on the street, or they listen to YouTube. Let me hear what this guy is saying. Let me hear what this is about that his sister is saying. And something happens inside of them. The alarm clock goes off and they awaken. And that awakening starts with questioning. The reason why we say that that awakening starts with questioning, because in the word questioning, what do we hear? The first five letters. Quest.
Quest.
What does a quest mean?
Journey.
A
Journey.
100%. So they're on their journey. But even though, so now they just woken up, they're now on the journey. It doesn't negate the practices that they've done in religion, whether Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, whatever. It doesn't negate that, because what they've done in the past, or that journey that they had undertaken, was necessary as part of their experience, their life's experience. So now they come into WU-SABAT, warm up. They start their quest, they start their journey. And they meet somebody who's into religion, monotheism. They now, by way of their experience, can relay that to those who are still in monotheism and start questioning them. But as the master teacher says, that when you remove one brick, you got to replace it. So what I found is, that's what I do when I'm at work. I ask questions to brothers. I question them. just to hear what they're coming from. But what we don't realize, especially those of us who've been on that long walk, on the short path, is that this dialogue that we're having is not commonplace. How we speak is not commonplace, and I'm beginning. I have to really adjust the words that I use because not everybody is familiar with these terms and these concepts. Like we will speak together in WU-SABAT, those of you who've been a long while, and everybody knows about Pa'ut or the all expanding, but not everybody knows about the all expanding. Perhaps those of us in WU-SABAT, because without, as the master teacher says, I am transforming you back into divinity without you even realizing it. You see? So back again to the question. Back to the question now is, do Sabians pray? Zamaltat Basta says, Robert Moister, I pray all is well. Okay. All is always well, isn't it? All is always well. So as Sabians of WU-SABAT, do Sabians of WU-SABAT, do they pray?
Yes. And they practice praying to the ancestors as well.
Okay.
Correct?
They pray to the ancestors as well. So we have our own Ranomat chants, correct? And do you know anybody know any chants? Not even the first line, even the word. Do you know Patakyu, the all prayer? So you don't pray then? Well, let's confess, fam. No, I don't do. Say the brother doesn't confess online. Oh, the brother don't, you know what I mean? Right. In
Is the
this is for
chanting the
Sabians
same as
now.
praying?
Sorry, Samuel? Jose.
I was asking, is chanting the same as praying? Because the affirmations we're chanting, right? Not necessarily praying.
So chanting, hang on, I just want to increase the mic if I can. Oh, okay, say that again, Samuel.
Yes, Amal, I was saying that the affirmations is chanting, not necessarily praying, right?
Okay, what's the difference between chanting and praying?
Yeah, exactly. That's my follow-up question. That's my follow-up question. Because the experience that I have with chanting today, or since I joined WU-SABAT, has been 2 years now. And the past experiences with prayers before.
I have some questions about the Bible.
Okay, hold the line, please. Go ahead, Jose.
The prayers, I can tell that the prayers helped me, yes, at some point on a psychological level, especially when it comes to reconciliation with myself and with people, helped a lot. But at some point, I needed a different tool. So with the chant, as I chant 9, 3, 9 throughout the days, I feel a vibration within myself and sometimes in different parts of my body. Sometimes on the solar plexus, sometimes I feel on my throat, sometimes I feel on my head, or just my whole body vibrating. It's a different experience that I have. But of course, we're in class to learn if there is any other difference between prayer and chanting. Please, Zamal, guide us through it. Ashok.
Right. Sure. So when we pray, because you got pray as in, I was about to say worship, but the word is ambiguous because you got pray as is pray. You know what I mean? P-R-E-Y, and you got pray, P-R-A-Y. Phonetic on, just put it down here. So, but
They're the same.
So there's different words, but different, same word, but different meanings. So we go back to Sabians. So we got somebody online wants to say something on Clubhouse.
Dot.
Katlash?
Dot? No, my friend. He has questions about the Bible.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. My question is, was Mary engaged or married when she got pregnant by the Holy Ghost?
No, no, she wasn't engaged or pregnant. The master teacher, I can just quickly say it because we're not really it's on off topic. But anyway, no, she was how should I put it? I'm trying to a way to put it. When a divine, I'm trying to put it in a way so that when they say Mary was filled with the Holy Ghost, it means I'll put it in terms that let's say angelic beings came down to Mary and infused her with the divine force within inside of her. And they did the same thing to Joseph. They infused him with a divine force. So by way, it was something that was pre-orchestrated by the higher forces that made them come together to have sex and give birth to this character they call Jesus. Well, I keep it simple like that. It wasn't that she got miraculously birthed and the child, no. The question we ask is we always ask the question, Mary or every female has two X chromosomes. A male has an X and a Y chromosome. So the question we ask is, where did Mary get the Y chromosome from? So the answer to your question, Zamal, is that no, she wasn't married or she wasn't engaged. It was her and Joseph come together was something that was pre-orchestrated by higher forces. You won't find that in the Bible because they don't know the true story behind it or the build behind it. His name wasn't Jesus. His name was Yeshua or Yahshua in the Hebrew. And his galactic name is Sananda or Sanan Reye, child of Reye, or child of the Most High. Okay. In ancient Tamaray, in ancient Egypt, we refer to Reye as the Most High, which is an order. So there's no one Most High, is an order, and those that are of the order, of that order of Reye, they will also be known as Reye. Okay. And but here, when we say Reye, we're talking about the masculine. There's always a feminine principle, and we acknowledge that the feminines would be referred to as Reye Tat or Reye At. That would be the feminine principle to Reye. Okay, so hope that helped. Now, okay, so we're going back to this chanting thing about chanting and prayer, because prayer is the art of communication, correct? But when we're chanting, we're still praying, we're saying, Anuki Javif Pa Shugem Pa Paut O Kalala Shukawan Javif Nia. So we say, sorry?
What religion are you?
Okay, okay. If you can call us a religion, let's say we refer to ourselves, when people say that, we refer to ourselves as animists. Those who acknowledge, animists of animism, those that acknowledge the divine force or the spirit within all living things. Because everything that's alive has a spirit. But so if people say, what is your religion? We'll say animist of animism. The correct question is, sorry? No, we're not a Christian. We do not ascribe nor subscribe to monotheism, be it Judaism, Jesusism, or let's say Mosesism, Jesusism, or Mohammedism.
What do you think about the Bible then? Do you think it's all lies?
That's another good question. To say that the Bible is all lies is a lie, and to say the Bible is all truth is a lie also. There's just enough truth in the Bible to get people hooked. As we give that analogy, when you're buying a portion of chips, you just put a sprinkle of salt on the chips to give it flavor. So that this tastes nice. Just a sprinkle of salt. So the Bible is like that. So in order for the Bible to be fully explained, a spiritual master is needed. A spiritual master is one who has knowledge of the physical and spiritual plane. And we are very fortunate in this day and time that we have such a person in our presence. In the persons of, not me now, I'm just a student teacher of Hedis, the master teacher, Pa Nabab Yananan. And when we say Pa Nabab, we talk that is a galactical master teacher, and his name is Yananan or Yanun. One who has 360 degrees of information of the physical, he has 360 degrees of knowledge of, or 360 degrees of information and 360 degrees of outformation, of both, or knowledge of both the physical world and the spiritual world. That is a spiritual master, one who has mastered physical and spiritual planes. And in the Bible, they would refer to someone like him as Elohim in the Hebrew, or Theos, or God, or in the Quran as an Allah. In Arabic, they say Allah ma'anun, ma'anun. Allah is with us. Partner Babiyananan in the Bible, he's referred to as Malachi Zadok or Melchizedek, which you will find in Genesis chapter 14, verse 18. Is that right? So 14, 18, 18, 14. I think it's 18, 14. You'll find Melchizedek mentioned in the Bible in Genesis chapter 8. So 18, 14. Anyway, when Abraham met up with Melchizedek, it says how Melchizedek is a high priest after the order of the Most High. The word there is Elyon El. That means then that the Most High, Elyon El, is an order, and the priesthood, Melchizedek or Malachi Zadok, is of that priesthood of the order after the order of the Most High. If you go to Hebrews chapter 5, verse 6 to 7, and also chapter 20, you see how Jesus is made. They say how Jesus is after the order of Melchizedek or Malachi Zadok. So it doesn't say Jesus was after order of the Most High. It says he was after order of Malachi Zadok or Melchizedek forever. Melchizedek or Malachi Zadok is also known as the angel Michael, which you'll find in Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, the one who did battle with the devil and his angels. Okay, so when you say Revelation chapter 12, verse 7 says, "There's war in the heavens. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels." So the word angels in the Greek is angelos, which is no more than messengers. So you had messengers who are of Michael or Malachi Zadok, and you have messengers who are of the devil. Michael is representative of the green light, and the devil and his angels are representative of the amber light, the impure light. One is a seraphim, the other is a cherubim. One has right knowledge, the other has trick knowledge. And when we say trick knowledge, we use the word polytricks, multiple technology, otherwise known as politics or polytricks. So now you've got to ask yourself the questions, those politicians, whose side are they on?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you follow? So going back now to the class, because we don't want to lose track. So as as Sabians, we say we chant, and we say we chant in tones, frequencies, and vibrations. That's why we have our own language, Misbatia, or you may know it as Nawapic. And the reason why we chant in tones is because what do you think? What do you think?
Is it for realignment
Like realignment of what?
of self, of chakras, of the higher beings?
The-
Things of that nature.
Okay, things of that nature. Well done. Anybody else? Why when we chant? Why should we chant in tones? Is the English language based on tones?
I think so.
Is it just flat line?
It's not. I don't think the English language we
Presents some vibrational frequencies.
Hang on, Samal.
Every single.
If you could hang on, there's someone on Zoom. Go ahead, Samalta.
Actually, I'm saying that I don't think, as far as I know, the English language is not based on tones. It's not. But we need to actually, we need to align ourselves with our tones, our frequency that we need to achieve to get to the right level, or the correct or appropriate level that we need to achieve. Yeah. So and that's the best I can actually take it. I'm on the
Fantastic.
right track, but may not be complete. May not be complete, but I'm on the right track.
You're definitely on the right track.
Yeah.
Stay on that track. That's you know what I mean, because you're definitely on the right track. We have Adelise, you want to say something to Samalta?
Yeah, so from my understanding, the reason why we should do the chants in our language is because of the frequency. In the English language, a lot of words mean something else. Like I didn't realize, what good morning really meant, or like saying hello really meant. So a lot of English words really mean something else than what we're really saying.
You know something? I'm glad you said that, because something just popped into my head. What about intentions? You know that you're praying in English because you don't know other language. Would your ancestors still hear your prayers if you say it in English?
That's a good question.
What do you think?
I think it could be difficult for them to hear your prayers if you speak English. It's not our tone, it's not our vibration, not our frequency.
Okay, hang on. You got Adelise again, Samalta?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to lower my hand. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So even though you don't know it's English. So your ancestors die in your blood. Would they'll say, oh, because Yomi doesn't know what language yeah.
Yoruba.
Let's say you didn't know Yoruba. They will say, let's wait till he goes to college and learn Yoruba, then we'll communicate with him. Let him just go astray, you know.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that.
No.
So you pray now, but because you don't know Yoruba, will they still give you guidance?
I believe they'll find a way to give you guidance. They'll find a way to reach you because they're within you. They'll recognize your energy and your intention.
That's right. But to make a stronger connection that vibrates with our body, it's good to speak a language. Hear this, that was created by one of us for all of us. Would we be right in saying that?
Yes.
Right. Because you know that of all the languages on the planet, the English language is the worst one.
Yes, it is.
Correct?
It is, yes. I also have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, there are instances where persons may have some event, for instance, an accident some persons, there are few persons who may have had car accident or some form of accident and some head injury, and they start to somehow speak a language that they never knew before. They start to speak language that they have never learned or they never knew. And I don't know where that phenomena or what it is called, but the person will be just after the accident, just start speaking in a totally different, strange tongue from what he or she knew. So,
Right.
yeah, so
Should we go to another room?
is it that language is actually
He's all about Egyptian mythology, no problem. Let's go, Lush.
Oh, is that Zamal that?
Very much, my friend. Respect to you.
Respect, Zamal. But we got Sakamtat. Would you like to say something, Sakamtat?
When people are speaking, I don't know where they're speaking, but I can't hear them.
Okay. That's on the.
Agreeing with and everything, but I don't know what you're doing. But
Oh, I can sound. I can
yes, I don't know if people need the microphone to speak up or I don't know.
Yeah, I think some with the volume here.
Yeah, when you was asking the question, how would your relative, your ancestors treat you if you couldn't speak the language or the
Yeah, that's it.
Well, all depends on if they were speaking English before they passed over, isn't it? They'll understand you.
Yeah, regardless of the language.
Yeah. It all depends.
Right.
I hear.
Okay, Tata. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. They would your ancestors will never abandon you. I want to quickly go back now that when we are praying, we should be praying to ourselves. And we should be praying we got to acknowledge that. Did you know that we have an internal voice? You know, there's a voice going on in our head. Do you know that in order to get clear receptivity, because it's not the transmission that we give out, is the question, is the reception, and meaning that we have an internal dialogue going on in our head, and we got to know how to switch that off. And the process is really simple. All it is focusing on that inner voice. We have an inner voice that's going on in our head. When you focus on that inner voice, it switches off. The reason why it switches off is because you're now observing it. Have you heard of the double slit experiment in quantum physics? There's a movie, there's a documentary on YouTube, you can find it on YouTube. It's called What the Bleep Do We Know? And it's talk about quantum physics and the science of quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
And the master said that the next stage to divinity is that of a quantum existing being. And he's saying that for a reason. He also says it in the Mind Scroll as well. He's saying that quantum physics is something that it's something that we should be exploring. Because quantum physics is spirituality expressed scientifically. So when we start to focus on that internal dialogue, so go back to the double slit experiment. It's an experiment that when they shot electrons through this slit, it was
Yeah.
creating a certain pattern.
Mhm.
When they put a device to observe it, the pattern changed. And they realized that there is intelligence in the electron. So it changed its form or it changed its shape upon observation. So there is intelligence, and not just an electron. When you put that
Mhm.
concept back to yourself
Okay.
and start to focus your attention on that internal dialogue, it shuts down and there's just silence.
Mhm.
That silence, if you do it for 15 seconds, that silence is equivalent to, what's that, about 15 years. Keep on doing that. And the response you get will be in a moment. I didn't say in a second, I say in a moment.
Last question. So what you're saying is we focus on our inner voice to silence the noise.
That's right.
And related to what you were saying before that, if we are to pray to our higher selves or to ourselves, as you said, how does one go about it? Do you just mention your name and pray to yourself, or how do you go about it?
You know what you do?
You just think.
You just think, but hear this though. It becomes exponential when you say from that point of silence in that head, when that internal dialogue is shut off, you then say your prayers from that point. Now you could say it verbally or you say it in your head, but your attention should be you want to maintain that silence. Because in WU-SABAT, you check our Ramadan or our chant or our prayers. Like if you say Patakyud as an example, we are saying, I'm in the divine love of the all expanding, and all love is in me. I'm one with the all expanding, and the all expanding is one with me. What we are saying in essence is, in that particular Ranum chant, we are affirming our existence in the all as part of the all. It's an affirmation affirming our existence. We say our existence being our physical and non-physical existence in the all, and as a part of the all, and the all is divine love, unconditional love. And being that we are a part of unconditional love, that makes us unconditional love.
So when you're speaking to your higher self, what I'm trying to get is, do you have to mention your name or you just say I?
You don't need to do
You don't mention your
nothing.
name.
You don't, because it's you.
Did you?
It's you.
So you can literally just say I am part of the all and that's it.
That's it. Not only hear this, you can say whatever you want. And you know what happens? It's a thing called synchronicity kicks in, or what they call alignment. People call it coincidence, or other words like luck. It's not luck, it's alignment. Alignment with the divine you, or the divine you make an alignment with the physical you. Or that internal sat nav that guides you. That, you know, it happens to us all the time when we say, someone told me not to do this, someone told me to go to do that, someone told me not to go in that direction, someone told me to go in that direction. Good for you, know, my higher self says, you know, da 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 da.
Your higher self.
That's your higher self. Now, we've got to be, once you are aware, conscious of your higher self, the subconscious, you find that both of them need to work in communication with each other. Because your subconscious is not bounded to this 3D realm. It's the inner world. The outer world is limited to this 3D. So whatever we want, whatever aspirations that we endeavor, whatever we want, anything and everything, We have to talk to the inner selves, our higher self.
Mhm.
So we have our conscious mind, we have our subconscious mind, but here it is. We also have the superconscious mind. The superconscious mind is what, in terms of brainwave activity, because you heard of brainwave activity when the scientists put an electrode to the brain, they could determine that when we are awake, we're in what they refer to as the beta frequency level. Heard that term?
Yeah.
And when we're about to go to sleep or we get drowsy, we go into the alpha level. And as we sleep, we go into the theta level. And when we're in what they call rapid eye movement sleep, deep sleep, they call it the delta level. But above all that, you've got the superconscious level, which they call the gamma frequency, which is about 25 cycles and above. The 25 cycles and above, they call it gamma, a higher state of awareness. Now, we can access all those realms, and they're obviously higher vibratory frequencies. So when we focus on that internal dialogue and it stops, the longer we focus our attention on that silence, like I said, 15 seconds is equivalent to 15 years. Because it is timeless.
Yes.
The higher beings are in there. Your higher self, your ancestors, your relatives, they are in that realm. They know everything. Your higher self knows everything.
Yes.
So really, that when we are praying, that is who we are praying to, ourselves, or the divine self, or the God self, or you can call it Allah, or call it whatever you want. But there are higher forces that we need to make communication with. And in order to make communication with those higher forces, this is where Partner Babylon steps in.
Oh.
Initiation has to take place. Because not everybody, because now you begin to see beyond the veil. The only time, the most common time, I put it like this, the most common time we see beyond the veil is when we drop dead.
Yeah.
When you cross over.
When you cross over. Here it is, when we wake up. When we wake up is when we see beyond the veil. But here it is though. We see beyond the veil when we go to sleep. But we don't go to sleep. We wake up. It's when we wake up, when we wake up from that realm. Sorry. When we go to sleep in that, when we wake up from that realm into this realm, the physical realm, is when we go to sleep. So right now, each and every one of us are asleep. How about everybody? We are participating in this dream state. And even though we are participating in this dream state, there are those amongst us who are on different levels.
Yeah.
There are those of us who are participating not only in this dream state, but also in the waking state as well. The inner world, as well as the outer world, consciously. That's why we need a spiritual master. That's why Partner Badianani is here. Because he participates on all the worlds. Remember that when we talk about the superconscious, we are talking about higher dimensions as well. Beyond the fourth dimension, infinite dimensions. And Partner Babylon says, the master said it like this: no matter how far you get in your elevation, I'll be there waiting for you. This is who we have amongst us.
So would you say death is the true awakening when we cross over?
It is the true awakening. But here it is though, we go to that realm every time we sleep. That's the thing about it. This is what they've done. we have 6 ether and 9 ether. The 9 is on the top, 6 is at the bottom. What the disagreeable forces have done, they moved clockwise from the 9 and turned it east, then turned it south, then it makes a 6. We now, with WU-SABAT, are reversing that, we're now moving counterclockwise and reversing the 6 back to east, Atumbraye, to north, Atumbraye. Get that?
Mhm.
Right knowledge, right wisdom, and the right understanding, sound right reasoning. Until we become, the master said, we don't prostrate, we stand straight.
Mhm.
So when we are studying now, when you apply that principle of observing your thoughts, observing your thoughts, or observing that internal dialogue, things start to happen. And when you start to study, you're absorbing more. And when you're reading, you're able to see more, because these goals are interdimensional. Just like you are an interdimensional being, you see. And then, like you said before, earlier on, coincidences start to happen where it no longer becomes a coincidence. It's part of natural nature as animus.
Yeah. What does the master teacher say regarding angel numbers?
Angel numbers.
Yeah, for example, like 1111.
I'm not up with that, so I can't really answer that question, you know. So perhaps someone else may be able to give you more elaborate on that. Someone says, let's quickly read anything on. Let's quickly look on Clubhouse. Hotcat says, Genesis chapter 14, verse 18 to 20 talks about Melchizedek. That's correct, yeah. What you call it here? Let's see now. Ray Fernandez said the palm of Taro, yes, the Ogdod. That's right. Adelies, the more I read, the more I understand what is being taught. Correct, yeah. Do you know that when we absorb new knowledge, did you know that we are creating new synapses?
Yes.
You know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry. According to some guy called Tony Buzan, when you learn something new, you create new neural networks.
That's right.
I think that word synapses is something to do with that.
That's right.
I don't know exactly how it's connected, but it's something to do with it.
Yeah, the synapses are the communication network from one neuron to another.
Oh, it's the connection point.
But here it is. When you learn new knowledge, you're also creating new neurons as well, new brain cells as well. And that science is called neuroplasticity. See, these are the sciences that we should really be studying, especially about the brain. Because, like I said, when you start observing your thoughts or cutting off that internal dialogue, you're now activating a part of the brain called the anterior prefrontal cortex. Vast portion of the brain. Not only that, you're also engaging with what they refer to as coherent brain-heart frequencies. Have you heard of that? Write that down. Coherent heart-brain frequencies. How do you achieve that? Heart frequencies. Coherent means clear, things that are clear. And the way we do that is, before we chant, we should establish a regular breathing pattern. Breathe in through the nose, and breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. It's a practice I'll be giving you, out through the nose. Maintain that until you create a rhythm. Once you create that rhythm, remember, start making the communication with the heart and brain. Because with that internal dialogue being switched off, being observed, you're making communication. There is the conduit between the brain and the heart to the brain is the vagus nerve. You know that? We have 12 cranial nerves.
The
And the
vagus
10th cranial nerve is called the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the body, the longest cranial nerve in the body. The cranial nerve is what connects to this, they call it the viscera, the stomach region, this region here. And you know that within the solar plex, this is the second brain, or they call it the abdominal brain. Go do some research on the solar plexus. Do some research on the coherent heart frequencies. Do some research on the anterior prefrontal cortex, APFC, anterior prefrontal cortex. Do some research on that as well, on the brain. You hear that connection there, and the vagus nerve as well. So, did you know? Do some research. You find that the fibers that's within your solar plexus is very similar to that of the brain. There's neurons here, nerve cells here in this region called the solar plex. Have you noticed? Hear this now, because you know that majority of oxygen that we breathe in goes to the brain. But hear this though, you know we as ancient Tamils have our own breathing pattern we call SMAI, SMAI, SMAI breathing. It's in the breath scroll. Yeah, the breath scroll. You see SMAI breathing. The yogis know about this principle. When they do the yoga, the Chinese call it Tantian breathing. You breathe. You know about that Tantian breathing? Breathing from the abdominal. Tai Chi Qigong. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I got some advice from your person to breathe a different pattern, which was 4+8+8, and I did experience something different.
Oh, that breathing practice.
Yeah, you would.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Explain to the listening audience what you've done.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what was the topic we were talking about or what area of the topic we were talking about, but I mentioned that I've been taught to breathe four in, pause for 4, and breathe out for 4. And when you breathe out, you with your mind, you put pressure on your lower abdomen.
That's right. Yeah.
Down the end.
Yeah.
And but you suggested to me that I might try 4 in, pause for 8, and then out for 8. So when I did that, yes, it was easier to reach what you might call the stillness of mind state.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and then I realized, oh yes, I'm actually relaxed now. My brain is just sort of, the energy is just going round, and now I can meditate on something, like so. So I did what they call it OSER, the law of related to OSER,
Do you know, it's good that you said that, because the energy field from the heart that emanates from the heart is called a toroidal field. Some people, the shape is called a torus.
Torus.
Yeah, I did that shape. Shape is called a torus. This energy field that emanates from the heart is more powerful than the energy that emanates from the brain. You see? So when we are praying, because we got to marry it all together. The first thing is to clear the thoughts, clear the mind. Now, the first thing is to clear the mind. Number 1. Number 2, establish that regular breathing. As we said, and there's many practices of breathing, many breathing practices. You breathe into the count of 4, hold it for 8, breathe out for 4. Hold it for 8, breathe in for 4. Hold it for 8, breathe out for 4. So it's 4, 8, 4, 8, 4, 8. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 8, breathe out for 4, hold it for 8, breathe in for 4, hold it. You could do whatever permutations you like, but establish that breathing pattern. Once you establish that breathing pattern, remember, as I said, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, but what you do, you push your abdominals out. Because now you're engaging that coherent heart frequency.
When you push that number out.
When you're breathing in.
You're breathing in.
Yeah, you breathe in, you push your abdominals out. You hold it for 8 counts. You exhale for 4. You are, remember, we said that there's a brain here, the abdominal brain. You are giving energy to that. If you've got the breath book, look at the breath scroll, and Panda Babyanana explains the SMAY breathing. There's a lot of things go into the SMAY, but breathing through the nose, and as you're breathing in, you push the abdominals out, and you hold it. And then you exhale for 4, and you hold it. Maintain that practice until it becomes rhythmic. So now you're creating what they call a coherent brain-heart frequency. Then go ahead, Samuel.
When you breathe up, when you breathe out in the final 4 seconds, do you open your mouth or is it closed?
You open your mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. Now, you are establishing a coherent heart-brain frequency response. Because the body is now calm, you're now engaging the prefrontal cortex of the brain, and so lots of things are happening internally. What has happened is we live in an environment that inhibits coherent heart frequency responses because we're stressed out and we're on edge. We want things to happen now. Sorry, we want things to happen yesterday. We're driving, you see people, I don't drive like that, but people are driving, they want to get to know they're fast. You know what I mean? And but we that is something that's being propagated purposely. That creates what's referred to as an incoherent heart-brain frequency. We are stressed out. You know what I mean? A typical example is rush hour. Everybody's rushing to get to work for 8. Just leave early then. You know what I mean? But you may leave rather than leave 7:45. I've got to get work for 8, and you're stressed out before you start work. You know what I mean? So when you're stressed out, you have what's referred to as the what do you call it? Adrenaline. And it creates a hormone called cortisol, the stress hormone. Once you relax, another hormone, part of neuropeptides, is called dopamine. That's it, the pleasure hormone. So stress and pleasure are emotions. Because the stress hormone is when you're in front of a lion or a tiger or whatever, you need that fight or flight, adrenaline, but not every day. You wake up, you're stressed out because you want to get out of the house to go to work. And going to work, you're stressed out. You're at work now, you're stressed out because you want to get the job done quick, you want to go home quick, you want to go. When do you have time for yourself? And when I say, when we say we don't have time for ourselves, what we mean is our internal self. We ain't got time for that. Always on the move. When we go to sleep, I saw that we were thinking about work the next morning. The conscious mind is still ticking over. That internal dialogue, we don't switch off. Go ahead, Simon.
There was a program on the other day about new lives in a while. And this guy said, this man and woman, husband and wife, they were making so much money and they were living in a 5-bedroom house and they had a big fancy car, but they said they weren't getting any family time. So they packed up their jobs. He's originally from Morocco, so they went back to Morocco, and now they're doing subsistence farming. And says now we have more time, family time, to be ourselves.
Hey, you can change your environment yourself.
Mhm.
You can raise your frequency, your vibratory state, your consciousness while in a stressed out environment.
Yeah.
You see, create the environment yourself because we are co-creators of our own environment, of our own reality. Because what we are seeing with our physical eyes is a reflection from what's going on inside. This is the illusion, you see. And as long as we identify with the illusion, we will be creating more of the same until we change our thoughts. The way to do that, as we said earlier on, is shut down that internal dialogue and create silence. That's the first step. Just want to read something here. Yeah, please could you repeat the counting of the numbers of inhaling and exhaling? Yeah, so that's correct. 4, 8, 4, 8, 4, 8. Inhale for 4, hold for 4. So inhale for 4, hold for 8, exhale for 4, hold for 8, inhale for 4, hold for 8, etc., etc. Remember that you can create any permutations you like. I'm just using that as an example, you see. And another thing I said, push stomach out when you're breathing in, and because what you're doing is you are expanding your diaphragm, because we should be breathing by way of our diaphragm. Get the breath scroll, Parnabhabi expresses it, and there are many different types of breathing in there. You know, that is called the SMAE breathing. This is the basic. I never even told you that is the basic breath. Basically, they call it. There's 3 parts to the breathing. I'm just giving you one part of the 3 parts that make up that whole SMAE breathing. You see, but that's a start to use your diaphragm. Push the abdominals out. You see, and you're activating, you're engaging the what you call it, the solar plexus and the heart, and you're making that communication, that pathway between the heart and brain. And when you are in a relaxed state, emotion now kicks in, and you talk about the hippocampus region of the brain. That's the brain for emotion, hippocampus region of the brain. That ties into the paraphrase gland, etc., etc. Okay. So before we can, this was this. I was reading some of the.
Zamal
Any
Haptwy?
questions thus far, fam?
Haptwy?
Go ahead, Zamal.
Kobe has had his hand up for a very long time.
Oh, go ahead, Kobe. Sorry, Zamal.
Rahubat.
Rahubat, Zamal.
Rahubat, Nidal. So last time we spoke, you advised me to look into the mirror principle.
Okay.
Now I've definitely looked into it. I've practiced it, which has been very, very powerful. But in terms of your super conscious, your conscious, and your subconscious, what are you doing when it comes to the mirror principle? Are you bringing all of those things into alignment in one when you're trying to manifest something?
Right. In case the people didn't hear that, the brother Kobe is talking about the mirror principle. The mirror principle basically is that the world that we live in is a mirror. It's a mirror. It's a reflection of what's going on in our thoughts. That's the mirror. They call it the mirror principle. Go on YouTube, check it out. It's what's going on in our thoughts. So it's a reflection. Now, if you don't like the life that you are leading or the experiences that you're experiencing in your life, you can't change the mirror. You have to change, meaning that you have to go inside and change your thoughts of how you're thinking. Because changing getting some Mr. Sheen or mirror polish, it's not going to change what's going on. It's not going to change the reflection. So you have to change the reflection. You have to go inside, which is your thoughts, your mind, to change what's happening inside your mind. And the most effective way, as we said earlier on, as we've been rabbiting on all this time, is hold that internal dialogue and the pathway is clear. Once the pathway is clear, then you start the you could either say verbally or mentally in your head, blah, 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 blah. And hear this, as you said before, coincidences will start to happen. You may be on Clubhouse, let's say, for example, you're on Telegram, and you read some comes up, hey, I'm just thinking about that. Or some comes up, you always get guidance. That's from your higher self. But you also got your ancestors. And hear this though. The reason why I said Telegram, because I was on OSM channel today on Telegram, and one of the brother called Amon Hatap, he said a thing, somebody asked him about praying to Anu. The brother goes, Anu is the Sumer Most High. The brother wrote, the Most High, the one who you should be praying to, the Most High is your great, great, great grandfathers on both your mother and father's side. And is your great, great, great grandfather, are they Anu? If it's not Anu, then what are you praying to Anu for? Pray to them, your ancestors. And your ancestors will give you the link to the higher beings, Panatharu. You do work in the name of Panatharu, you get communication from them. And one of them has incarnated to give us this right knowledge.
Can I
Is it that? Because I think I've come across something like that. Is it that when you say what you see is a direct correlation to your thoughts, and your mind and that. So is that also through manifestation? Like, so if you have manifested something, is it because you haven't, cleaned up your mind to a certain point to where you want to be?
Yeah, that's a very good question. A very good point. Yeah. In terms of manifestation, we tend to want things from the conscious mind as opposed to the subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind knows all. The higher you knows everything. It knows when to deliver the goods. Now, the problem that human beings have is that we tend to focus on what we don't want as opposed to what we want. We focus our attention, we want something. Everybody wants money or they want love. Okay, we want $1 million, but we focus our attention on what the miserable conditions that we're on at the moment. You shouldn't force it. Because what you want, hear this, you heard that saying, where attention goes, say it again, so
Where attention goes, energy flows.
That energy, is that good energy or bad energy?
Depends on what kind of attention you're given.
Yeah.
Could be bad energy or could be good energy.
But energy is energy, it's neither good nor bad. It depends, it's our perspective. But let's say good or bad for lack of a better word. The more attention we focus on, whatever we focus our attention on predominantly will perpetuate the same conditions. That is the mirror principle. So we're looking in the mirror is the life that we are living, and we focus on our attention on lack, but we want abundance. But hear this though, we always have abundance. We have an abundance of abundance, and we have an, and we have an abundance of lack. We always have abundance. I'm rich in having in nothing. I'm also rich in something. So we have to shift that state of awareness or consciousness. With this new perspective on life, when you go back to WU-SABAT and read the scrolls, you now read it with a different mindset. Yeah, I couldn't get the words out. You said it for me. Yeah, now read with a different mindset. Then you begin to really waken up. You begin to realize with your real eyes. Go back to Kobe. Is that all right, Samantha? Is there anything else you want to?
I just wanted to. Could I share my experience quickly?
With the family. Okay.
If that's all right. So I guess I'm not going to go into specific, but it was more. I went into the mental realm to change a particular situation, and I felt something in my solar plexus ignite whilst I was like meditating on it, and within 24 hours, a big shift kind of took place. I mean, initially I was thinking it wasn't a good thing because it's like things had to destroy in order to create and build again. But then with time, I'm now seeing that actually it was just that one small meditation and that feeling that I got from it that kind of transformed this whole situation that I'm currently dealing with. So I guess it was me thinking about the mental realm of me actually changing the situation in my mind and then internalizing that into emotion. And I just wanted to know, like, is that my subconscious linking up with my super conscious being, if that makes sense?
Right. Our subconscious mind and superconscious mind is all everything, even our conscious mind is coming out of the mental realm. Let's see. That portion we call it my mind. So the difference between the conscious mind, the superconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is the vibratory frequencies. And there are deeper states of that as well. Let's see. So there are higher intelligences that are within the mental. Let's see. So that's right. That's a very, so when we go back to prayer now, is that when you start looking at, say, as multiple segments of WU-SABAT, and look at our Ranomat, our chants, look closely and see what Pana Babyanana has put forth for us, because you have the 99 names as an example. We call upon those forces that within us. And they are working from the involuntary to the voluntary part of our body.
Which scroll can you find the 99 names in?
I know it's a part of I don't think it's in the scrolls,
It's
but
not in the scroll.
yeah, it's in that part of our chant running man. I think upstairs.
What's an reference?
Upstairs they might have the chant, or you could go on some website might have it there, when they do, So, but the reason why we say in tones or we chant it, because we should be chanting to the tone of Om. With the Om now, we've got to know how to go back to breathing again. When we speak in Mispatia, our Horofat, our letters, they say alphabet, we say our letters, we meant to use our lips and our tongue and our breathing as well to help in resonance like a singer. So really, when we speak in Mispatia or when we are chanting Mispatia, it is a song. It should be sung because everything's in rhythm. But But like we said, soul, going back, when we are chanting, we should chant to the tone of Om. With Om, you breathe in. Again, stomach in, stomach out. Sorry, breathe in. They say, Om. You breathe in. Om. And we breathe it out. Breathe in. Breathe. As you breathe out, we say, Om. You hold them. So all our other chants are done to the tone of Om. Anuki Javif Pa Shugem Pa Om. Om. And to help you even more, fam, we said that, remember last time we said that when you're chanting, an experiment to do, is to when you're having a bath, submerge your ears under the water, then just chant the Om or do any chant under the waters, and the resonance become, if you use that word again, exponential. Water, as we know, is the conduit between the physical and the non-physical realm, the etheric and the physical realm. Water is that conduit. The conductivity. The water is a communicator, it's a transceiver. It transmits and it receives knowledge, information. We should say information as information. Just like when we're drinking a glass of water.
Program
Yeah, you could program the water with our thoughts. Thought, the most powerful force in the universe. Any more questions? I'm 93, the master teacher 3. I'm 93 in the master teacher 3, and a wife that looks like Halle Berry in the Flintstones movie right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a word called synergy. Have you heard that word synergy?
Yeah.
Do you know the definition of the word synergy?
Is it when things work in conjunction with each other?
Yeah. When two or more forces combine to produce an outcome greater than if done individually. Hear that? Synergy is when two or more forces combine to produce an outcome greater than if done individually. So we can come together and combine those forces, those energies, and the outcome will be exponential if we are vibrating on that same frequency than if done individually. We hear it say, our strength lies in our unity. But in saying that, also, we are interconnected, or the word they use is entangled together anyway. Quantum entanglement. Okay, so we all are aligned. So that's why Pana Babyanana says we should chant at these prescribed times, 939. And when we're chanting at those times, we become entangled on a quantum level. See? So there is a lot behind our spiritual science and universal knowledge. We've got to be scientists and look at things from a scientific perspective, especially from a quantum perspective as well. So we've got to know about our body, especially the brain. You find that once you start doing a lot of research on the brain, and you're able to marry the information together, so having knowledge is one thing, but its application is what brings that knowledge to life by way of confirmation. And remember, the master teacher says, I came here giving you 9 worthy quests, which are what, where, when, why, how, who, prove, confirm, reveal. These are the 9 worthy quests that is come here to give us. You see? And these 9 worthy quests is what we should demand upon anybody who's teaching us whatever. The 9 worthy quests: what, where, when, why, how, who, proof, confirm, reveal. Life is a revelation, though, isn't it? Yeah, because as it's an unfolding, like the lotus plant. When it rises from dawn, it unfolds. So that's what life is, an unfoldment. You see, we're elevating in degrees of consciousness again. You see. Let's go here. I just someone's put that the whole chart there. Yeah. This someone's put on Zoom, someone's put the Patak Yud. Yeah. Let's go here. I can succeed as part of the all, expanding, and fail as the individual person. So, yeah, this all Patak Yud is the epitome, as we said before, our existence in all and as a part of all. It says it all. It says it all in there. Yeah, Father. So that's great. Yeah, and look at our chants that we do a bit more closely, and it will reveal itself that much more. That much more. Okay. Any more questions on Zoom or Clubhouse?
So, should we be doing the chant as a breathing exercise before we start the Patak Yud and the rest of the chants?
Yeah, you can do that. What I do recommend, as you said it somehow, what I do recommend is get the Om tone going and do the Om. I said breathe in, same principle. Oh, in the background, you got the Om going. Oh. Very good questions about, very good point you made there, because when you're doing that practice, again, you're creating that coherent heart-brain frequency. Then you start doing Patak Yud, or do any chants for that matter. And hey, you just speed things up. As I say, confirmation. Once you've got confirmation, that's it. Confirmations will start to happen in your life. And you don't have to, it's not like you have to wait years and years and years and years to receive confirmation. It's almost instantaneously, because our Muslafu, our ancestors, we say Munsabu, our relatives, and your higher self have always been trying to make communication with our physical self. It's just that it's our awareness of it. We're on our way to Godship. Our way to be recognizing the divine within inside of us. So now, just recapping, who should we be praying to? It is really to ourselves. All the time, every time. Because whatever language that you speak, whether English is your mother tongue or not, whatever tongue you speak in, that's the tongue you know. And that is what they call it, the Muslafu. Your ancestors will still communicate with you. They're inside of you, they're in your blood. Let's see. Guys,
I have a question. So I understand we should be praying to ourselves, but what about specific deities, materials? Can we incorporate that within the prayer?
Yeah, we do that anyway. We do the 99 name. We do that anyway. the more emotion that we put to our chants, the faster the response, because it's all built upon our response is built upon emotions. Meaning that, let me talk about the hippocampus region of the brain. That's the more emotions we put to a thing. We put so much emotion to the conditions that we want to get out of. We put so much emotion to the conditions that we want to escape from that it holds us, it replicates the same conditions. What we should be doing is putting our emotions on the condition that we want. As I said before, the first step is to clear that clutter in our head. Like a river that is tranquil, you throw a pebble and you get ripples. When you throw a pebble, that's the disturbance. But as long as the river is still, then things will start to materialize. We want it now, though, or we want it yesterday. But it doesn't work like that, because the divine you has its own time frame. Like I said before, it's something that's been deliberately perpetrated. And one of the greatest tools is this thing called religion, directing energies outside of yourself. Those energies that we direct, it's got to land somewhere. It doesn't make the individual who's into monetism a bad person or a good person. It just makes them a person. At least they're doing something. If it's doing justice to them, then it's a good thing. They will find their way home. Like we found our way home. You know what I mean? But I was never into religion, but you're into something, though. You know what I mean? But we all have been tarnished by the brush of religion. I mean, so someone said, Pata Amun Kofi, what is a good way to clear the chatter in our mind? Yeah, one way is to do breathing. That's right, as explained earlier on. To clear the chatter, as you're breathing, to clear the chatter, you've got to focus your attention on the chatter. And like I said before, the mind doesn't like to be focused upon. But you don't fight it, because the more you fight it, the more other forces will start to creep in rapidly. So you've got to let it clear and just relax, relax, relax. So to establish that coherent heart frequency concept.
So you focus on the chatter itself in order to clear the mind.
To clear the chatter.
Clear the chatter.
Yeah. The reason why that chatter is going on, because we're not focusing our attention on it. But once you start focusing your attention on it, it will stop. It's a practice, but doesn't need to be forced. You see, so but what happens is that let's say you on the road and you go walking the road, the mind is clear, and you see something, the chat will come back again. But it happens, you know what I mean? But it's all part and parcel of our makeup. You know what I mean? Our makeup. So who should be in the driving seat? Your subconscious mind or your conscious mind?
Conscious mind.
The conscious mind.
Sorry, what was that?
I just said the conscious mind. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I just said conscious mind.
Right, the subconscious mind is in the driving seat. Sorry, the conscious mind is in the driving seat. The subconscious mind is the co-pilot. It's a sat-nav. You follow? Because your conscious mind deals with the physical.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and your subconscious mind is in the passenger seat,
Mhm.
which is directing you what to do and what not to do.
So would you say they should ideally be working synergistically then?
That's what we're saying. That's correct. Both sides need to work synergistically.
Mhm.
And to take it to the next level, then you talk about the superconscious mind.
How do we develop that? That's what to go all three
Yeah.
firing.
Yeah, that's it. Just focus, stop the chatter. Yeah, is that it? That's it. All three are working simultaneously or I like that word, synergistically. Yeah, together. I mean, with that mindset now, when you're doing your chanting, it takes on different meaning. When we are sorry, I just want to read this. I just got my head. Can prayer, from Terry Jamal, can prayer be understood as a focused form of consciousness interacting with reality? Yeah, 100% right. To make it more powerful, as we said before, is to get that focus coming from the subconscious to the conscious as we are doing our chants or doing our prayers, to do our communication. But as the brother Jose said earlier on, that prayer is the art of speaking and meditation is the art of listening. So when we are praying or when we are chanting, we should sit in silence or not. Or if you're walking down the road and you chant, but you can't chant while you're walking. Once you finish chanting, maintain that focus, cut off that chatter. Then you've opened a pathway for communication, for reception. So before you chant, clear the mind, breathe in and blah, 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 and then do the chant. Because remember, when you're chanting, you're communicating to our higher self or to our relatives or ancestors. Once we stop chanting, clear the mind again to receive the affirmation or the reception. Yeah. Person, places, and things will start to come to you like bees to honey. You'll get confirmation in one way, shape, or form.
Instantly.
Huh?
Instantly.
Instantly. Or if not instantly, it will come. It will come. I mean, some way, shape, or form. When we are chanting and we all feel the master teaches free, he will be free, and that's all we should be doing. The master teacher says, love and unity will free him. That's how simple the formula is. He said, I'm in the divine love of the all expanding. Nupija with Pa, Shugem, Pa, Pa. So I'm one with the all expanding, and the all expanding is one with me. So if we are one with the all expanding, that means we should be one with each other.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Should we?
Yes.
We say the first line is, I'm in the divine love of the all expanding, and all love is in me. So we are just expressions of Pa'ut. Expressions of the all in all existence. So all those qualities that are in the all is also within us. But those qualities, be it agreeable or disagreeable, is also within us. Both of those qualities are within us. Both of those characteristics are within us. Because there's nothing that is outside of the all for where would you put it. There's nothing you can add to the all for where would you get it from to add.
You can't take away from add to it.
You can't take away or add to existence. Because all that exists within all existence. So now this also goes back to with the mirror principle once again. Remember, it's just a principle, it's like a principle. It's that we have multiple possibilities or potentials. And there is a reality that we are poor. There's a reality that we are rich. There is nothing new in creation.
Is that the same as multiverses, different versions of ourselves?
That's right. Different versions of ourselves in the 3D realm and in all the dimensions. That's why we call it the omniverse. That's why we call it multiverses. Omni means, yeah, we say, go ahead, Samuel.
Do these different versions of ourselves exist at different times, or all exist at the same time?
All at the same
All
time.
at the same time.
The reason why we say that, because there's no past and there's no future, there's only, yeah, or now. Now, yeah, there's only now. See, the master said it like this. The past is still happening and the future has already happened. And he also said, you know, the past is still happening and the future has already happened.
Can you expand on that?
Right. When we think about something that's happened in the past, we're thinking about it now. So we live in the past. The future has already happened. And it's all happening now. The only thing is that we haven't reached that point of the future now, mentally. Now, the master said it like this also in The Man from Planet Risk. He said it like this. I have come from your future, which has become your past. You ever heard that? I have come from your future, which has become your past. What does that mean to you hearing that for the first time? I've come from your future that's become your past.
Your future.
I have come from your future.
I would say it's maybe it's the version of you that you evolved from. So maybe the master saying that he's come from a version of you that you've evolved from or progressed from, and he's trying to take you to another level, something like that.
Okay. Anybody, any takers on Clubhouse or Zoom? Master said, I've come from your future, which has become your past. To help you, the past is still happening and the future has already happened.
You know what confuses me about that? It's like it's flipped it. It's like it's backwards. Not in a good way though, but it's like because most people say the past has happened and the future's yet to happen, but you're saying the past is still happening and the future is yet to happen.
Has already happened.
Has already happened. That it kind of confuses me in a way, you know, hearing that. Yeah.
All it is that we want you to expand your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. I've come from your hang on, someone else wants to say that. Aliyah Sky sent the message, Aliyah Sky. Okay. Aliyah Sky, do you want to say something, Samaltat? Shout to the sky.
Adam,
No problem.
got to click on the mic. Adam, I say, so where are we now? Where are we now then?
Oh, as in, what do you mean by where are we now?
Father said that he has come from our future. Yeah, is that what you said? It's come from our future.
Yeah.
Which has now passed. Which has now passed.
Oh, which has now that the boss said, I've come from your future, which has become your past. And your question is, where are we? Yeah. So your question is, where are we now? Do you know what? You just answered the question yourself.
But
that's it.
Just having so many different. I'm kind of like having different thoughts about the one particular thing that you just said. So I'm just trying to hold the thought in my mind to trying to elaborate it out, to reason it out, right? So then if I'm saying, so where are we now? We are oh God, we're here, we're in the now, yeah.
That's right.
That's right. So then Pana Babiano has come from our future, yeah. And so then how can I explain this without it sounding complicated? Is it possible for our future to? Okay, so then our future has already been determined, then, right?
It's already happened, yeah.
Right. So it already happened, right? Only thing is that we are catching up. We haven't caught up yet, so we are still yet to know. Like if we are even in that future, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I hear that.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense, or have I complicated it?
It makes sense, right? This thing called time is what has got our minds trapped. Looking like this, when we go to sleep, I'll answer your question. When we go to sleep, there's no time, isn't it?
No.
Because when you go to sleep, it's like things are just happening now. Now you have a dream and you wake up. I had a dream that such and such. I had a dream that Pana Babianan came to the shat. Was that a dream, or was you time traveling? Or was you just in that dream? Was that you was dreaming, or was you a portal opened, and you just happened to walk through that portal whilst dreaming in your sleep, and you was at Nashat and you saw Pana Babianan?
Yeah, so certain dreams sometimes you can't actually fully determine it until that particular thing has kind of like happened like before your eyes in that sense. Because we know that we can say that certain dreams are elusive or an illusion, right? But in order to prove that dream is a reality, then one has to witness that in the so-called physical in another kind of way, isn't it?
It is though. It's a good thing that we brought that word dream, because you do realize that when we go to sleep, we're actually waking up, and when we wake up, it's when we go back to sleep. So which one is more real? Because when we are dreaming, what can't we do? Limitless in that dream state. Yeah.
Does it not depend on one's level of evolvement in that sense? Because some people say that they can control every action in and throughout their dreams, as if they are awake. And so I think that each person is quite different in terms of their experiences of what they can do whilst they are in the dream state.
That's true. That's very true. The dream state, that dream state is that state of the subconscious realm and the superconscious realm. Let's put it like that. That is the state we go in permanently when we leave, when we cross over. The veil gets lifted. But when we go to sleep, hear this now. When we go to sleep, you heard people say, when you go to sleep, they saw Uncle Johnny or they saw Grandma so and so and so and so who died 20 years ago, and they talk with me, walk with me, blah, 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 blah. It seems so real. The reason why it seems so real is because it is real. So there is another world. Remember, we call it life after. So which state are we living in, and which is which is life and which is death?
I say right now, I'm not being funny, but right now, to me, it's a bit like now it's death. Because I think every day, especially for every day that we are not doing what we are supposed to be doing, or we cannot properly do what it is that we are supposed to be doing. It's another day where we're just kind of like, when you're fading away kind of thing. Because the thing is that you have the soul, you have the physical, which is limited, and then you have the soul that wants to, that doesn't actually doesn't really belong here on this earth plane, isn't it? And so one has to exceed the other in order to elevate, to elevate to the higher realms.
But hear this though, as Yomi said earlier on, is that both of them, the physical and non-physical, is meant to work in synergy with each other. You see, and the dream state is meant to help us in the waking state, a state like that. Okay, so we can program our souls from the physical state to the dream, so that before we go to sleep, program our souls, and we receive impressions from that dream world.
Correct.
What makes it really powerful, though, is, as I said, once you clear that chatter before you go to sleep, you will be able to distinguish there is a difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. I just want to, Yomi's got something to say, and we go on to Zoom. Go ahead, Yomi.
So I've got a few things there. So should we be clear, number one, should we be clearing our mind of the chatter before we sleep and set an intention, is what you're saying? And then back to what you're saying about what the master teacher said about the future and already happened.
Yeah.
And the past
still happening.
What I want to ask about that is, we have multiple versions of ourselves in different multiverses. So then, if you're saying the master teacher saying the future's already happened, but then wouldn't that depend on the choices that we make? Say there's 6 different scenarios of our future.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
It would depend on which choices we made as to which one has happened and which one is going to happen.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say in terms of it being written. Is that future not flexible in terms of what choices we make? In terms of which version of ourselves comes to pass in that future? Is what I'm trying to get at.
That's right, yeah. You're 100% right. There are what they call omnipotentials, omnidirections that we could take. But what the master is seeing is he could see all the potentials. All the potentials. He could see what's going to befall what's going to happen to the planet. Sorry, you say it like that. You can see what's going to happen to the planet. You see, and let you know, he's put it in books. Okay, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Da, 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 da. Whether you take it on board or not, it's another matter. You see. So, but going back to that, let me stop there. Somebody, Elikia, do you want to say something about that?
Okay, it's me. Yeah, actually, while you were speaking about time, and I was gonna say that time is only on Earth, because whenever I go to the other dimensions, I sometimes go to other dimensions in my dream, and in 2024 I went to the other dimension, and I was shown that time is actually on Earth only and not in the higher dimensions. Because I was shown some things that we don't see or we don't know really of it in the Earth until we get to the other dimension. But I have to say, I often travel to other dimensions, and I've shown quite a number of stuff, and I wanted to share that time only exists in the earth realm, not in the higher dimension. And well, I frequently go to those dimensions, as I said before, interacting with beings which we call angels. I'm always in that realm. And so I wanted to share that you have skipped or you have left that area of the question quite some time now. I had raised my hand to share that was the time that we are speaking of only exists in the earth realm and not out of the earth realm. I also wanted to share that I went to the higher dimension, and I was shown what is called the souls of mankind, the souls of men. And I also was shown that there is a very, very thin veil between this earthly plane and the higher dimensional plane. And that was actually what I experienced while I entered the higher dimension. I usually have quite a bit of experiences with the higher dimensions and with what we call angels, but we refer to them as extraterrestrial angelic beings. I interact with them quite frequently, and I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I think I need probably a different time to speak about that. I also was shown on entering the other realm, the higher realm, that we were going to be given back our higher powers, the higher powers. I actually was shown that taken to the dimension, to the higher dimension, and shown the powers that we are going to regain that we once had from a long time ago, and we had lost it, and how we're going to be given it back. And this was before I knew of your organization, that I had that I had Yeah, but I usually get quite a lot of these. I have a lot of visions, lots of visions, and I'm always taken into the other dimension to show things that are not of the earth. Yes.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Zamaltat. On this earth plane, when we say time only exists on this earth, we talk about in this 3D realm, because within the earth, there are many different dimensions within the earth itself. So time is only relative to those within the 3D realm. But even though we are on the 3D realm, we don't have to be trapped by this time system. The master did mention how that when we have real time, and we also have fate time, and we also have our own zero time reference. So there are many different time frames that are occurring. Now we have to, I want to say it like this, so that we don't go crazy, we have to participate in this 3D time frame. However, participation doesn't mean that we have to become trapped in this 3 dimension. We have that ability and capability to step out of that dimension of this 24-hour clock, whatever you want to call it, then move back in and out, just like we do when we are dreaming. And in terms of our higher powers, as taught by the master, it's the barotheric gland that when it was activated, gave us those higher powers. So even there are those amongst us who have the gland, and there are those who will get the gland reinserted, or it will be regrown, because WU-SABAT is that science that can help regrow the barotheric gland. We have a gene inside of us, which is called the HAR1 gene. It's called the Human Accelerated Region 1 gene. It's located on the 20th chromosome. And WU-SABAT is that doctrine that will activate that gland, or I would say, sorry, regrow that gland. The activation of that gland will be by way of the higher beings, Panababinana, and the higher beings. They're the ones who would control that, you see. So we do have the nerve endings. He says it's located, Panababinana teaches us that it's located in the hippocampus region of the brain. And if you go and do some research on the hippocampus region of the brain, there's a part of the brain called the perineal fold. And within the perineal fold, you see you have the hippocampus region located within that fold. When we say the fold, what we mean is the brain has folds and crevices. The deep folds are called fissures. The narrow folds are called gyrus or gyri, the deeper, I made a mistake. The deeper crevices are called fissures. The shallow crevices are called what did I say? What word I used? Gyri or gyrus, that's it. And the folds are called sulci, that's it. So within the sulci, you will have the perineal fold, and within the perineal fold, you see you've got the hippocampus region within that fold, the perineal fold. Just do a bit of research on that, about the brain, etc., etc., etc. So it's just within that region, the barotheric gland is maimed, just like how the feminines you have what's called the Bartholin gland, which gave you the ability and capability to give birth without the aid of a male, and that's also in a maimed state. So when the feminines come to full power, the chosen few, you know what I mean, or the chosen ones, they
Yeah.
will be full activation. They will be the deities. You see, so
Okay. I want to ask another question.
go ahead, Samantha.
I was able to go into the future and experience the future. I'm sorry, I had a stroke 2 years ago, so it affected my speech. I was saying that I actually was able to go to step into the future and experience the future before it actually comes or occur. I'm able to step into the future and some other stuff. I usually communicate tele I usually telecommunicate. I communicate telepathically. Telepathically, I have that
That's right.
ability. I have that ability and I use it to communicate with the beings that are of other higher dimensions. Even when
Right,
I'm
yeah.
awake, even when I'm awake, standing and awake, like I would be getting telepathic communication from what seemed like the great force in the universe communicating with me, giving me instructions, and like for instance pertaining to my healing from the stroke that I've had. This greater force communicates with me in the universe while I am up and awake in the daytime, communicates with me and tell me how to get my healing and so forth. So normally I'm able to have that type of communication and other type of communication as well, but to the what we call the angelic beings. The angelic being communicates with me frequently.
Yeah. Samantha, I'll let you go. I've got 3 people to raise their hands. Go ahead. Thanks for that information, Samantha. Mukdaldat. Anybody got some questions raised from Clubhouse? Go ahead. I can't really see.
It's Kobe.
Go ahead, Kobe.
So just and that was very powerful what Samantha was just speaking about. But
Yeah.
to just go back a little bit, when you were talking about us, when we go into the dream state and how the dream state is where we go when we pass on, if I've said that correctly.
That's
So
right.
when we pass on, are we fully conscious of what we're doing in that realm?
100%.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
all.
100%.
Yeah.
You're fully conscious of what's taking place in that realm. We're not even fully conscious in this waking state. We're not even fully conscious in this waking state. Remember, so when we, like I said, we have the ability and capability to become, when you are fully conscious in your sleep, they call that lucid dreaming. Correct? That's the term they use. Yeah. When you know that you're dreaming, and it's like you're watching yourself in the third person as you're dreaming. You're doing this, you're doing that. You go, hang on, I don't know, I'm not gonna do that now. I'm gonna do so.
You have control to change things.
That's right. You're in that. So you're conscious awareness in that dream state.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right. When we cross over, we have full consciousness. The veil is released, and we'll be able to see what we didn't do and what we should have done when we cross over. Let's see. And so right now, in this waking state, we have right knowledge now. And as it said before, we don't find Wunawap finds us. But in the non-physical realm, we said when right knowledge comes again, we will gravitate towards it. And the Master always says that many are called, few are chosen. Many people come into WU-SABAT or Wunawap, and for whatever reason, they've reached their destination and they get off and go and do whatever. You see, so go ahead, Samuel.
I'd like to finish explaining what you were saying earlier about what the master said about the future and the past. I still didn't quite wrap my head around that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, the future has already happened. A confirmed future which has become your past. We just haven't caught up to that future. That's what it means, you see. Yeah. So we are walking in that direction. So that's why he puts scrolls out, like let's say the 9 where it says about the coming of the meteorites and etc. Momo. This is what's gonna befall the planet. That's what he's saying.
But when he said part of that saying was the past is still happening.
Yeah.
Could you explain a bit more about
Yeah,
that?
when he says the past is still happening, the future has already happened, meaning that because something that has happened in the past is still occurring now. It's not like it's cut off and there's no past. It's still occurring now. And the future has already happened.
So are you saying that is it that the past is connected to the present because the past is the consequences of the present? Is that kind of what you're getting?
Yeah. No. How they, in terms of time, they say your present is a consequence or something that is a consequence of something that happened in the past.
That's right. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And what's going to happen in the future is the result of what you're doing now. You see. However, we can visit the past
mind, right?
By memory, by recollection, but we can also visit the future if we know how, if we can have that shift. You see, the other thing is that all that's needed is a shift in consciousness for us to see the future. Like the Moldata just said that she was given access to the future.
And just to go back a little bit what was previously said, a little bit back, you said the veil was lifted when we cross over, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we see what we should have done, we shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
So then, is it correct that we then, when we cross over, we judge ourselves?
Yeah.
What we've done in life.
Yeah.
We judge ourselves?
Yeah.
What's the military judge us? Where's the bold?
It's called fate or the law of cause and effect. Read the second wisdom of the Torah. It's called the law of cause and effect. There is an effect from every cause, and there's a cause to every effect. When we cross over, those cause and effect still carries over. It's not like when you die, no. We have to go back and reread the sacred wisdom of Tuhuti, and you will find that it's an operating system, meaning that how we should operate in life or nature. That's what it is. So you are your own judge, jury, and executioner. See, there's no God or Allah or Yahweh that's going to judge you. Based upon those immutable laws of nature, this is the consequences of it, your cause and effect. So just because a person dies, don't mean that they escape. No.
So if you're on judge, jury, and executioner, does that mean that you decide if you ascend to the higher realms or stay on the lower realms or dissipate? Or does the Panafari decide that? Or is it both?
Oh, that decision is upon the higher beings based upon what you did whilst you're still alive, you see. Now, just because a person was never into WU-SABAT and they were into religion, it doesn't mean that they want to ascend to the higher planes, you know. But because they were a good person, they had a shook in their hearts. But you also got those who were operating on a very low frequency. And when they crossed over, they're trapped within the earth plane. They are experiencing the earth plane without a physical body. So they need a physical body. And that's where you come into play. Let's say you've got an ancestor that never made the grade and they want to experience life once again. So that's where you come in. So they would use your body to eat all the cream cakes or to smoke or to do debauchery or sex, whatever. You come into WU-SABAT now and you start to clean yourself up. You begin to hold their hand and lift them up to a point whereby because as you've been raised up, you're raising them up, and as you are raising up, your higher ancestors are able to hold you and raise you up. So everyone's being raised up to the point whereby the ancestors now could grab hold of this dude from your 30 spirits and pull him up because of you. So you become the savior for your race. You become the Jesus, as they call it, or the Messiah, or whatever you want to call it, for your lineage. For your lineage, that's the right, for your lineage, you see. Running out of time. Ramesses, you got a question?
Yes, I got a question. So,
Sorry, Aliyah, I've got someone quickly on Zoom. Let me get back to you. Go ahead, Ramesses. Last few minutes. Go ahead, Ramesses.
speak now, yeah?
Go ahead, Samal. Just about hear you.
Okay, you know the film New Jack City, yeah? You seen that?
Say that again, Samal.
New Jack City, you know New Jack City.
All right.
You seen that film, yeah?
I haven't seen it for years, but go ahead.
It's a classic, yeah? Anyway, the main character, Nina Brown, yeah? Would you say, yeah, he's a child of Nana? He represents Nana.
Okay.
In your understanding.
So I can't really comment on that movie because I haven't really. It's been years. New Jack City. The brother's saying that there's a character in New Jack City who represents Nana.
Yeah, Nina Brown.
Yeah, I can't remember that movie. It's been years.
Okay. You know, okay. How could I give an example?
Okay. Abdul Omar, you want to say something for me?
No, brother, no, that was on accident. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah, so you can't remember the film in it. Anyway. But you know, like, oh gosh, how can I give an example? No, anyway, you can't remember the film, so, you know, don't bother, you know.
Okay, but I'll based upon what you just said, Samal, I'll check it out and have a look, and we take it from there. Before we get to Leah Sky, someone says here, Adeliz, is it that the master teacher has come to show us who we truly are, and our past will be who we no longer are once our eyes are opened? What it is, we are, I think they're saying, I am that I am. And the life that we was living prior to our eyes being opened was a necessary experience for us to learn from, to help us on our journey towards endowment. That's what we say, towards endowment.
I'm sorry if I may. So that was more like, remember, I know I'm not going to say it exactly how you said it, but it was when you were talking about he came to show you the future. So something about the past. I'm sorry. So that's where that was from.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I come from your future, which has become your past.
Yes, that.
That's right, yeah. The master is basically just saying that I'm here to explain to you what's going to befall the planet. That's all he's saying. But he wants us to think. He says, I'll not teach you how to think, I'm teaching you to think. Could you go to Elias Sky then? Fam, we have to wrap it up. Elias Sky?
Future has already taken place. Yeah. And so that being said, we are still here. So then does that mean that we have been left behind? I know it sounds a little cruel, but is it that we have, or some of us have been left behind? And also, if a person has envisioned themselves up in and within the Crystal City, amongst the Ethereans, is that in the now? Is that something that has happened in the now, or is that something that will happen in the future?
That's a really good question. But hear this now. Hear this now. Don't think that's happening is the now, because the Ethereans only have a now. And remember, you are an Etherean with a skin suit on, meaning that it's like, look at your body as the etheric you, and the jacket you got on, the physical body. You're not a body with a spirit, you are a spirit with a body. The master calls it a skin suit. You are a non-physical being with a skin suit on. But you see this jacket that I'm wearing? I want to give it back. This material belongs to Mother Earth. But there are different compositions to my non-physical. We have the spirit, we have the soul, there are different compositions, and they can only go so far, then they will leave. The spirit will take the soul. The ka'a carries the ba'a, the soul, the essence, up to the mental. Then the spirit can only go so far. You can only travel so far, then the soul will continue the rest of the journey. You follow that? So
then that person would have been shown their place of belonging to her?
That's right. You could experience your place of belonging while still in the physical, by raising yourself up to those higher heights of perfection. Okay?
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. Remember, life is an unfolding. Life really is for joyous living. The more joy we have in our lives, the more things that we want will materialize. It's all about joy. It's all about emotions. See, when we are sad, we still manifest in those things that we don't want. But be more joyful, and when we are more joyful, we create that harmonious brain, heart, coherent frequency alignment. Okay, fam?
I'd like to say one thing regarding joy.
Sorry, Samantha, we ran out of time, and I can hear people upstairs don't want to go home. So, Samantha, keep your question for next week. You have another student here with the master teacher next week. We have to, we have to. We're over time. You know what I mean? The bar's shut. The shutters are down. And first, we just like to say, welcome to you all, Ilikia and Kobe and Adilas, everybody who's participating in this class today. Remember, you make the class, and we are all student teachers to each other. As we say, we sit in the seat of a student. More So then we sit in the seat of the teacher, but we are students and teachers to each other. And with that, I'd like to say, Ochros, give and take care. Until the next time, farewell. Wadul.